What happened to the American giants that once dominated the market? For decades, names like Meta, Amazon, and Tesla were more than just companies. They were symbols of innovation and American economic might. But tonight, the story is different. These titans now face a perfect storm, fierce competition, regulatory crackdowns, and a global wave of consumer boycotts. This isn't just a dip in the stock market, it's a fundamental challenge to their place in the world. Across continents, consumers are choosing to spend elsewhere, driven by political, social, and ethical concerns. In this video, we'll count down the 10 fastest collapsing American corporate giants, exploring the forces threatening to bring them to their knees. Let's dive in. We begin with Meta, parent of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Once invincible, Meta now faces a global boycott movement. Users are deactivating accounts, citing misinformation, political polarization, and controversial stances. This exodus is eroding Meta's user base and ad revenue. Meanwhile, the EU is hitting Meta with massive fines and antitrust actions, threatening to break up the company. Meta's defensive posture has stifled innovation, while TikTok and other platforms lure away younger audiences. Attempts to copy competitors, like Instagram Reels, feel desperate and out of touch. The metaverse gamble looks like a costly distraction, and investors are losing faith. Meta's story is now a warning. Scale can't protect you from cultural irrelevance and regulatory backlash. The company built on connection is now a symbol of division. With users and regulators turning away, Meta's future as a tech leader is in serious doubt. The war for relevance and trust is one Meta may not win. Next, Amazon, the king of e-commerce, now faces organized international boycotts. Consumers worldwide are choosing local businesses, rejecting Amazon's labor practices and tax strategies. The shop local movement is eroding Amazon's market share, especially overseas. Rising fuel costs, labor shortages, and supply chain disruptions have made fast, free shipping slower and pricier. Stories of harsh warehouse conditions and anti-union tactics fuel negative press and operational headaches. Amazon Web Services, once a profit engine, is losing ground to Microsoft and Google, exposing the fragility of Amazon's core business. The company's relentless growth model is under siege from all sides. Boycotts, labor unrest, and logistical chaos are testing Amazon's identity and sustainability. Even the mightiest retailer can't ignore the power of public pressure and economic reality. The giant is being squeezed, and there's no easy fix. Apple, once the gold standard for design and innovation, is losing its shine. Geopolitical tensions, especially with China, have led to tariffs and a surge in nationalism, pushing Chinese consumers toward domestic brands like Huawei. iPhone sales are dropping in key markets, and Apple's incremental updates can't keep up with aggressive competitors. Globally, Apple faces anti-American sentiment and boycotts, challenging its carefully crafted brand image. The walled garden that once set Apple apart now risks isolating it. Heavy reliance on the iPhone makes Apple vulnerable to market shifts. Competitors are innovating faster and offering more for less. Apple's dominance is no longer guaranteed. The brand's American roots, once a strength, are now a liability in a polarized world. The golden age of Apple may be fading. Google, the gateway to the internet, is under siege. Major antitrust lawsuits from the EU and US accuse Google of abusing its monopoly, threatening the core of its business. Younger users are bypassing Google for TikTok and Instagram, undermining its advertising model. Privacy concerns and distrust of big tech are driving users to alternatives like DuckDuckGo. Internally, Google's culture of innovation has stalled, with moonshot projects cut and bureaucracy rising. The company is now focused on defending its ad business, not inventing the future. Google faces a multi-front war: regulators, competitors, and a skeptical public. Its dominance in search is slipping, and its relevance with the next generation is at risk. The company, that once had all the answers, is now searching for its own. Can Google adapt before it's too late? McDonald's, the global fast food icon, is now a lightning rod for boycotts, especially in the Middle East and Asia. The brand's American identity has turned it into a political target, with empty restaurants and plunging sales in key regions. The franchise model, once a strength, now spreads backlash worldwide when local actions spark global outrage. International sales, once a growth engine, are now a liability. McDonald's admits these boycotts are hitting its bottom line hard. Meanwhile, local fast food chains are winning over consumers with healthier, more culturally relevant menus. The Golden Arches, once a symbol of welcome, now represent unwelcome foreign influence for many. The brand's reputation and ability to operate globally are under threat. McDonald's faces a daunting challenge: how to stay relevant in a world where burgers are now political statements. The fast food giant's future is anything but certain. Coca-Cola, once a symbol of global unity, is now a target for anti-American boycotts. Around the world, choosing a local drink over Coke is a political act, but the bigger threat is a global shift away from sugary sodas toward healthier options. Coke's attempts to diversify haven't offset the decline of its flagship product. New competitors with innovative health-focused drinks are capturing younger consumers. Environmental concerns, especially Coke's reputation as a top plastic polluter, fuel further backlash. The brand's cultural relevance is fading, and its business model is under siege. Coca-Cola is being squeezed by political, health, and environmental pressures. The fizz is going flat, and reinvention is now a matter of survival. Nike's "Just Do It" mantra is faltering in China and Europe. In China, boycotts over political issues have devastated sales, with consumers flocking to domestic brands. European buyers prefer local brands and demand ethical, sustainable practices, areas where Nike still faces criticism. New competitors like Hoka and On Running are capturing market share with innovation and niche appeal. Nike's cultural dominance is being challenged on all fronts. The company's struggles show that even the coolest brand isn't immune to nationalism and shifting consumer values. Boycotts in China expose Nike's vulnerability to political backlash. In Europe, loyalty is fleeting and must be constantly earned. Nike is now fighting for relevance in a crowded, competitive, and politicized global market. The Just Do It era faces its toughest test yet. Starbucks, once the face of global coffee culture, is now a target for boycotts in the Middle East and beyond. The brand's American identity has made its cafes flashpoints for protest, leading to sharp declines in sales and store closures. Internal strife over social and political issues has damaged Starbucks' progressive image. The premium coffee market is now crowded with independent shops and local chains offering more authentic experiences. Starbucks is no longer the default choice for quality coffee. The company faces a perfect storm: political backlash, brand identity crisis, and fierce competition. Boycotts are forcing a strategic retreat from key markets. Domestic controversies are alienating customers at home. The market Starbucks created is now filled with rivals beating it at its own game. The path back to growth is unclear, and the brew is getting bitter. Ford, once a symbol of American industry, is struggling in the new era of electric vehicles. The shift to EVs is expensive, with soaring costs for batteries and factory upgrades squeezing profits. Global supply chain disruptions have led to production delays and lost sales. Ford is losing market share to Tesla and a wave of aggressive Chinese EV makers. The company's global footprint is shrinking, with disappointing performance in key markets. Legacy gasoline vehicles can't fund the costly EV transition forever. Ford is caught between high-end rivals and low-cost challengers. The brand's relevance is fading in a rapidly changing industry. The risk of being left behind in the EV race is real. Ford's future as an industry leader is on the line. Tesla, once the darling of the stock market, has crashed back to earth. Global boycotts and a shift in public perception have hammered sales, especially in China and Europe. Domestic EV competitors are surging, and Tesla's lead is evaporating. Elon Musk's controversial actions and statements have turned his personal brand from asset to liability. Progressive buyers are turning away and government support is waning. Tesla is now forced to compete on price and quality like any other automaker. The myth of untouchable dominance is gone. Tesla's future depends on its ability to adapt to a crowded, competitive market. The age of effortless growth is over. America's corporate giants are facing a storm of global boycotts, fierce competition, and shifting consumer values. Their American identity, once a strength, is now a liability in many markets. Global supply chains and brand images have become vulnerabilities. Consumers demand ethics, neutrality, and local commitment. Domestic competitors in China and Europe are rising fast. This isn't just a rough quarter, it's a seismic shift. Will these companies adapt and recover, or is this the end of an era? The fate of these giants hangs in the balance. Share your thoughts in the comments below.